Chip, how do you ensure the audience is satisfied with the questions that you're asking?
You can leave time at the end and say, what have I not asked that you'd like to hear? And ask them to fill you in. You can also, one of the things I do sometimes is, depending on the size of the group, the size of the audience, the size of the panel, that is to say, okay, here's one of the things you can do to help me. You may have a specific question you'd like me to ask. You've got 3x5 index cards at your chair. You write your question, give it to somebody. They'll bring it up to the stage. And I'll have the questions, and I'll sort through them as we go along and ask your question if I can. And so that often works really well. Obviously, the size of the audience will dictate whether that can work efficiently. If you've got 500 people in the audience and you get 50 cards, you're not going to have enough time to touch it. But if you've got a much smaller group, then it works quite well. And then they become a way, it gives them a way to ask the question or to follow up on a question that you may have not known to follow up on. Because sometimes you are there as a subject matter expert and they are the service expert of what they do. For example, I may do I've done panel discussions for like phone companies. And this is like a Verizon or a AT&T or somebody like that. And so I'll have questions because I'm there about service, but I may not know the technical aspects that someone says, ask them a little about VX45 and how that's impacted their business. Made that up. VX45 and how it's affected their business and how whether the logon is simple enough. Well, I wouldn't know to ask a technical question like that, but the audience sometimes is dying to hear them dig in a little deeper about the technical side of their business, and providing the conduit for them to be able to do that is very helpful.